Third time's a try with this recording. Anyway, Reservoir Warrior here, and I'm going to do deck profile on my Pale Moon deck, even though it's not complete. The only thing I'm missing, honestly, though, is 2 Golden Beast Tamers. Yesterday at my locals at Tier 1, I got to playtest this deck against my friend Brandon. We only got to play 2 matches. I shouldn't say matches, 2 games. Fights. Whatever the heck you want to call them. But, whatchamacallit. I lost against his Murakumo deck. Not because of the luck, that definitely did slow me down, but because I couldn't get out a Golden Beast Tamer, which is going to happen since I only have 2 right now. And then I beat his Dark Irregulars. Mainly because of the combination of Golden Beast Tamer and Artilleryman, which I love Artilleryman. It's making me want to play more of Artilleryman than Nightmare Doll Alice. But I think with my final build, I'm going to go 4-2-2 with the grade 3s. Unless I do decide to play 9 grade 3s, which I've never done in a deck. And if that is the case, I'd probably take out 1 Nitro Juggler. But anyway. Let's get on with deck profile. And then if I have time at the end, I'll show other stuff I got. Might actually just say, nah, never mind. I'll save that for an update video. Because I was supposed to upload this tomorrow, but I had time today. So I guess that little update video I'll upload tomorrow instead. That way you guys get 2 uploads in a row for me. Not same day, obviously. But anyway. So basically your main... Let me zoom in a bit, I guess. So basically, your main Vanguard, which unfortunately I only have 2 of, but you're going to want to run 2 Golden Beast Tamers. If you have 5 or more units during your turn, all of your units get plus 3,000 power. Or all of your front row units, I believe, right? Yeah, front row units. And then when she attacks, counterblast 1 and put a card from your hand into your soul and call up to 2 cards from your soul to rear guard. And that is basically why she is so good. Yes, you could put them in the Excel slot. If she lost her booster unit because of an effect, you could get another booster unit on her, and then might be able to get that booster, that other unit's effect off again, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, this is a must run for obviously. She's your boss grade 3. This is the one you're always going to want to run into regardless. And then next up, I'm going to cut this down to 2, but right now I play 3 Nightmare Doll Alice. One place, you may call up to 1 Workeroid from your rear, and that unit gets plus 5k until end of turn. And then at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Put this unit into your soul and call a non-grade 3 from your soul to rear. This is a great way to get a Jumping Jill's effect off, which for some reason, out of the 2 games, I was never able to get Jumping Jill's effect off. She just could not get into my soul for whatever reason. Stinks, but oh well. And yeah, you have some Workeroid Pale Moon units in here, so you could get that effect off. I'm hoping we get more in the future. I don't know if we are. I forget with the older sets how much Pale Moon support we got, but I'm loving this deck though. I'm having more fun with it than I am with Aquaforce. And then here's a fun card, Artilleryman. During your turn, he gets plus 3k for every card in your soul. So a lot of times, I was over 3,000 attack higher than my opponent's Vanguard. And then once per turn, put 2 cards from your hand into your soul and draw a card. Didn't really get that effect off too much because I didn't have too many cards in my hand. Or no, I would have 3 or 4 cards, but I would want to save them for defending. And then the only effect you have to be careful for is this auto. When its attack hits, you may Counterblast 1. If you do not, put all of the cards in your soul into the drop zone. So you got to be careful with your whatchamacallit, with your counterblasting. I did have that issue yesterday, but since my friend rode into many grade 3s with his Dark Irregulars, he had a lot of protect markers, so thankfully that wasn't an issue. Thing with his Dark Irregulars, though, is he only has one Death Anchor, so... And he drew it too late in the one game we played, but I'm sure when he has all of his Death Anchors, it's going to be more fun. Would actually like to record some of our games. But that's it for the grade 3s. Like I said, I'll drop this down to 2 and Nightmare Doll Alice to 2 in order for 2 more Golden Beast Tamers. Because I don't think I would want to go to 9. But anyway, for grade 2s, running 3 Nitro Jugglers. When placed from hand, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck. Put one of them into your soul and put the other one on the bottom of your deck. So a pretty nifty way of soul charging. Only downside is it's like, oh, but there's a trigger and I don't want to put the trigger on the bottom of my deck. But sometimes you have to. But again, another good way to get Jumping Jill into your soul, which I've been unable to. It's just the luckier draws and luck period, honestly. Next up we have Amaranth Beast Tamer, probably pronouncing that wrong. Oh well. But when it attacks a Vanguard, put one other rear guard into your soul, and she gets plus 3k until end of turn. This is a great way to get Purple Trapezist's effect off, which I totally forgot to do. Because I know I did have Purple Actually, yeah. With this card's effect, I did put Purple Trapezist into the soul, but I forgot about Purple Trapezist's effect. But that's alright. I'm still learning the deck and everything, so it's excusable. But yeah, that plus 3k is always nice. Combo that with Golden Beast Tamer's 3000 boost you could give her. And it's a pretty nifty card. And as long as you have Golden Beast Tamer on as your Vanguard, you're not worrying about getting rid of your rear guards. Especially if you have a good hand size, it's like, alright, I could just replace them later. Or you're obviously going to attack with Golden Beast Tamer first, just so you can get in hopes you can get a front trigger. And then, yeah, you'll have no problems with not attacking without a boosted... You won't have to worry about not having any back row units when you attack with your rear guards because of Golden Beast Tamer's effects. And then to wrap up the grade 2s, we have Jumping Jill. When placed from soul, put one other rear guard into your soul and call a non-grade 2 from your soul to rear guard in your back row. Key here is back row. Honestly, what you can do is you can call a grade 3 and just intercept with your grade 2 on your opponent's turn. That way you can move up the grade 3. Or go for a grade 1 you would need. But with her effects, I'd like to put Purple Trapezist in the soul. That way you can get Purple Trapezist's effect, which we'll get to very soon. But yeah, that's why Jumping Jill is a very viable card in the deck. I'm sure you guys have seen it used in the anime a lot as well. And yeah, the fact that it's a non-grade 2 is not a big deal. Once again, if you don't have any units in your back row, she can fix that for you as well. This card I'm not a fan of, unless it's early game, and that's a Fluster Cadet. Restless Unit, Soul Charge 1. So I would love to have her in my starting hand. That way, just for the early game, you can get a nice Soul Charge off without worrying about losing a rear. And then obviously later on in the game with Jumping Jill's effect or Amaranth's effect, that really rolls off the tongue weird. You could just get rid of her easily that way. But I don't want to run the other grade 1 options you have, so kind of stuck with running that at 2. I mean, it's not a bad card, it's just eh. That's all I can say. But we have 4 Purple Trapezists. When put from rear guard into Soul, Soul Blast 1 purple trapezist and call a card from your Soul to rear. So, you just gotta... Or is it Soul Blast? Excuse me. It's Soul Blast 1 purple trapezist and call a card from your Soul to rear. What's cool about that is it doesn't specify... Oh, forgot to move this up. I'm not used to zooming in when I do deck profiles. It's been a while since I, done these types of videos on my channel. Anyway, so yeah, that's why she's a very, viable and necessary card in the deck. Fun one to use, too, but totally forgot about that effect. You just obviously got to make sure you have more copies of her in your Soul, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, unless you're me, and you have bad luck. Anyway. Next grade 1, I always wanted to have this as my, starting grade, this is the grade 1 you want to start off with. If you can't, though, it's fine. But, what should we call it? Starting Presenter. When placed from hand, Soul Charge 1. When rolled upon, put a card from your hand into your Soul and Soul Charge 1. You may call the Soul Charge unit to rear. So that's pretty cool. So it's like, say you're on your, say you have your Vanguard's a grade 2. Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense. Okay, yeah, say for instance you do have a Jumping Jill in your Soul really early in the game, and then when you go into your grade 2, you Soul... Let me try saying this better, so it's not confusing. Basically, if you have a Jumping Jill early in your Soul, once you ride into a different grade 2, you can get your Jumping Jill out right away, and then use her effect. Although, I don't think you're going to have many options at that point, so it wouldn't be the greatest time to use that effect, but... Or, I mean, it wouldn't be the greatest time to get out Jumping Jill, but still, you never know. But yeah, because of that second effect, that's why I want to have her as my as my grade 1 Vanguard. Oftentimes, though, it's this one that is my starting Vanguard, which isn't great because you don't get either effects off, but Midnight Bunny. There you go. When it boosts, Soul Charge 1. When the attack it boosted hits, Counterblast 1, put this unit into your Soul and call a non-grade 1 from your Soul to your rear. So that's what's nice about this one. Yeah, it's going into the Soul, but you're getting another unit instead, and if anything, if you don't have a grade 2 or a grade 3 you wanted to bring out, you can just replace her with another grade 1. Like another copy of herself, or if you have room in your front row, go for Jumping Jill, and then with Jumping Jill's effects, you can pretty much replace your Midnight Bunny. So that's what's fun about this deck, the way you can just have fun with the Soul charging and blasting. Trigger lineups. Obviously, you're going to run 4 of your Perfect Guards. Hades, Hypnotist. For some reason, I see Perfect Guards a lot more in this deck than I do with Aquaforce. Don't know why. Like I said, just luck of the draw. And believe it or not, I'm only running 2 crits, which hasn't hurt me too much in the 2 games. I'm running 6 front triggers instead because you really want your front triggers to have a lot of power. Which I definitely agree with, looking at other Pale Moon deck profiles. So, I had to be that guy and use 3 of each artwork for the front triggers. So there they are, 6 fronts. It's very useful in my opinion. Am I not centered on the table or something? And that's why I'm just placing these wrong? I don't know. I apologize, I bet that's been really annoying for you guys. I mean, if I'm even getting annoyed by it, I imagine it is for you guys, but anyway. And then the 4 heal, and then your starter. Simple, generic ability for the starters. Hope we get new starting effects. I remember an old Vanguard, it was like, you call your Vanguard a rear, and then you can shuffle them back into your deck after they boosted. And oftentimes, like I know for Oracle Think Tank, it was Lozenge Magus, and she was your heal trigger. but it was okay to use her as a starter because she would go back in your deck anyway, and then that would force you to shuffle your deck, which can help out in many other ways, especially in OTT. But anyway, so that is going to do it for the deck profile. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. As soon as I can get 2 more Golden Beast Tamers, I don't think I'm going to do another deck profile, obviously, but I'll just let you guys know the changes I did make, and I'll let you know how this does next week as well when I get more games in. Anyway, again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Update video tomorrow.